Okay, this is called monitoring. I am documenting the pattern of conduct, and so I'm using my Bluetooth to use the app, a well-known app, Amazon Music Unlimited. So this is the paid version of Amazon, by the way, and also just common sense. Using your Bluetooth, it's not like a radio signal, like FM radio. So what they're doing to monitor me right now is while I'm uploading my documentation onto the Google Drive, as I stroke my screen, as I go into the files of the phone in order to select files or review files, the music, it's like creating, they're stopping the signal as though they're static, like there's going to be static when you're using your Bluetooth and playing music on Amazon Music or Pandora or whatever other paid app where you're streaming music. So I just want to be clear. This is a means of this is harassment by an entity that's engaged in group stalking. This is occurring using my this is an electronic device for monitoring on the venue of the internet. Not only is this relevant for what is criminal monitoring violation of Title 18 on a communication device, but it's also harassment by an entity. The entity stalks with noise. So as you do something, noise is repeatedly occurring. That's entirely psychotic, okay? That's the demented pattern of conduct by the demons that are monitoring you, and they're monitoring via communication devices and on communication devices and on the venue of the internet. It's also harassment by a bunch of demons while they're monitoring. Okay, so I want to document this. It's occurring on the Amazon Echo. There's no malfunction. You don't get static because you're engaging in these cell phones are made for multitasking. I have Wi-Fi 6 with Spectrum. My bills are paid. The entity is engaging in what is monitoring while I'm showing you all of the engineered light inside of my apartment, including this right here. Let me show you my shadow. This is my hand up here. This is engineered light that's appearing above this doorway. The blinds are closed. It has nothing to do with my kitchen light that's on. That's engineered light. And in the hallway again, this is engineered light. So let me raise my hand up so you can see my shadow. This is light that's appearing above the doorway. All you have to do is pay attention to where the entity is stalking with light inside of the private space. So this is a sex offense while they're monitoring. And you already saw that this light over here, which I keep taking pictures of because you're looking at the light. It's moving all around on the wall. This is what the entity is doing on the ground inside of the Upton Public Library all day long. This is what the entity is doing on the grounds outside of the apartment complex while you're just keeping a light source over the property literally for an excess of 11 to 12 hours. And it's not the sun. It's not the natural movement of any sunlight. The entity is just cycling light, just like you see here on a smaller scale. What I'm showing you inside of my private space, this is all that's occurring on the property. And you are, meanwhile, under the illusion that that's the sun and that it's sunlight. And it's not. But I want to document what is ongoing harassment by an entity that's engaged in criminal monitoring. This is the sex offense. This is engineered light that's appearing in a dark hallway. If totally impossible, okay? You see how it disappears when I put my hand through it. This is light that's appearing in the depths of a hallway. And as I open my door, you've got more of it. This is demonic. This is impossible light. This is like so many examples of what is demonic and what is impossible light. But I want to be clear, they're monitoring on my communication device. This is ongoing monitoring inside of the private space. It's relevant to what is criminal monitoring, violation of Title 18. I also want to document harassment by an entity that's monitoring me inside of the private space. Everybody at Alvarado Gardens engaging in what is harassment as an entity while they're group stalking, living in relevant position, and you're looking at all of the iterations of what is the presence of a demonic environment, which is terrorism, that the people of the state living at Alvarado Gardens are going to be prosecuted for. And they're also, while living with children are engaged in a part of that criminal pattern of conduct, contributing to that criminal pattern of conduct in concert with the state, a state that engages in stalking and terrorism and sexual violence while they're group stalking in helicopters. Okay, the entity is maintaining this engineered light inside of my private space while monitoring with my communication device, which is my Amazon Prime, just as though the Echo is going to suffer from some staticky music. When you're using the Amazon Music Unlimited app, just because I happen to be looking at my Google Drive at the same time. This is an entity that's hostile to documentation, monitoring, literally looking at my screen as whatever it is that I'm looking at, whatever I'm uploading. And this is not any sort of interference that you're going to actually have. The entity is monitoring. But it's also going to be documented as what is terrorism and harassment by an entity in the same way that they are harassing while they are maintaining amplified audible activity and stalking on an ongoing basis with amplified audible activity, which is the demonic behavioral pattern. Harassment is inherent to the pattern of conduct. Okay, this is P.O.C.